to Living Ardently. I'm your host, Adrian Giraldi, and we are back with our final episode of 2020. We started this season in the first Monday of January, and we've gone almost the entire year, with the exception of maybe like 1 or 2 weeks where I just didn't have an episode and was just too tired to make one. And we made it. This is crazy. And we are here at our last episode of this year because I always do the season hiatus, or I don't know if it's season. We're not doing seasons anymore per se, but we're taking a little bit of a hiatus during Advent and Christmas. And we're coming back on January of next year, 2021, and this is going to be the last episode for 2020. So yeah, today's episode we're going to recap this year, all the things that's happened on the podcast, off the podcast, all the crazy stuff. And then we're going to talk about Advent and how that ties in. And we're going to talk about what's going to happen in 2021. What could happen, what might happen, we'll see. Tune in and find out. Let's get into it. So this is the first time since I think the anniversary episode that I'm doing an episode by myself. It's hard to frame this. I have my fiance here trying to help me with the framing of the shot, but it's a little bit difficult. And I'm behind on uploading all the videos from this since 2 months ago, almost 3 months ago. So during the hiatus, I'm gonna make sure that I upload all of those, that I export all those projects and upload them. Half of them are saved and exported, so eventually they'll get there. Bear with us, with me. So it's been a while since I've had an episode by myself, so pardon me if I'm a little stiff. It's just getting used to doing it again. Especially this is the first episode, a solo in my new apartment, so I don't know really how this is gonna sound. We'll just find out together, I'll find out before you because I'm going to edit it, then upload it, and then you guys will get to tell me whether it was good or not good. So let's find out. So it's no joke that 2020 has been a very difficult and weird year for most of us. Outside in the world where COVID-19 has kind of taken over most of this year. I think we really only got 2 regular months of the year. And then it was COVID, pandemic, lockdown, and adjusting to the times. And outside of just the pandemic, there's also all the civil unrest that happened after the death of George Floyd, all the civil unrest there. Then all the riots that followed afterwards, which were also chaotic. The desecration of churches all around the world. It's been pretty sad. And not to mention the American politics of the election year, and all the things that's been going on with that. It's been crazy. We also lost a ton of great role models like Kobe Bryant, Chadwick Boseman, Alex Trebek, some icons there, Sean Connery, 007. So it's been a lot for a year, and it just felt like after every time we heard something on the news, it was probably going to be even more bad news. And so I'm the one who's usually pretty optimistic, saying, 2020 wasn't that bad. But I think for the first time, I agreed because it just felt like, this year has just been really tough. And not just for me, but for everybody, obviously. And I can totally get down on myself and think about all the bad things, but I was reminded in my spiritual direction that I am a Christian, and Christians are built on hope, right? And so the practice that my spiritual director made me do was list down all the good things that happened. And after doing that practice, there was a ton, especially with this podcast. So I'm going to just list down a few of them that happened in this year for me that were amazing. First and foremost, I got engaged to a beautiful, beautiful girl. I'm not saying that because she's standing offside of the camera helping me film this, but truly a wonderful woman who's going to journey with me to heaven and help me become a holy man and holy husband and a holy father. Not like the Pope, but like, you know what I mean. But a lot of good things happened with my friends. Like, got to be part of 2 weddings this year, and got to see some people that are very close to me get married, 2 sets of them, and cry a lot at those weddings. I also have a new apartment. I have new roommates. I have new friends that I've made because of the location I live in, but also through the podcast, I also got a bunch of new tech and gear this year. I got a new MacBook, new iPad. I mean, that's the little things, right? But it really, I love tech. I love technology. I love Apple. I love geeking out about things when it comes to technology. So it's cool. I mean, I don't usually get to buy myself big things like this. So the fact that I was able to do a couple of purchases like that was really, really cool for me. Especially because now I get to use it for my podcast, for some freelance work that I'm doing, and it helps me a lot. So really cool. And the biggest thing that I wrote outside of my engagement was the growth of Living Ardently. Now, Living Ardently has grown much, much more this year than I expected it to, and I attribute it to the people who helped guide me, but also the team that we built at Living Ardently. Like you guys know, if you follow us on social media, we have a team of writers that has grown from I think 4 of us, or 4 or 5 of them, to I think now we have double the amount. Now, not everybody's active right now because some are some have things going on, pregnancies, things like that. But it's such a gift to have such a great team of writers who help me create daily posts for you all to consume, to help you, motivate you, and to hopefully help you in your spiritual lives, And on Instagram, we've grown 1,000 followers, which is crazy. We started, I think, this year at 200, and now we have 1,000 plus followers, which is crazy to me because I did not, again, expect the growth that happened this year to happen the way it did. We have a co-host with Jarrell, somebody I look up to because of the content he posted on The Living Person, is now a good friend of mine and a mentor and a co-host, so it's really cool. Our podcast episodes last season went from anywhere from 20 listens to 40 maybe at a good day, to where now it's 70 to 200 listens per episode, which is crazy for just a year worth of growth, which is also just really reaffirming that this is something that is you guys want to hear, want to listen to. So it's really great. And because of all the podcast interviews that we've had this year, I have made a ton of great friends in the Catholic world and really good connections with them. And I'm just really excited to be able to have these conversations and have these people as friends or people I can talk to about certain things. So it's really cool. And so after thinking and writing and listing all of these down, I had to stop and think to myself, really this year, I had to go back to what I usually say. It wasn't that bad. Yes, we do have a lot of crazy things going on, more than normal in a year. And I can't deny that, obviously. But there is also so much good that we cannot let go to waste. We cannot ignore, because the good news is what we thrive on. And yeah, I'm talking general good news, but especially good news of the Lord, right? That's what we're built on as Christians, as Catholics. So now this is where Advent kind of comes in, right? Advent is so important that we should not skip it. And trust me, I was the one who was listening to Christmas music in July, and the minute that August came in or September, I was listening to Christmas music. That's who I was. Until a few years ago, where one of my priests at our parish really made it apparent to me that Advent is so, so important and relates to our spiritual lives more than we realize. So yeah, part of the reason why I stopped the podcast during Christmas season, during Advent, is because I'm pretty busy during this time normally. But it's not only the reason why. I want to really take some time to journey with the Lord, journey with Mary and Joseph into the inn, and really take in the season of Advent, preparing my heart, preparing for that coming, understanding that what's coming at Christmas is something I should be really, really joyful for. And so like I wanted to talk to you guys about why it's so important. But before we go on, we're going to take a quick break right here. Yes, I did just add that in because I totally forgot to do a commercial break this episode. Like I said, I don't do episodes alone, and it's a better flow when I'm in a conversation with somebody. Anyways, that's besides the point. I just wanted to take a moment to talk to you guys about this cool opportunity that we have for Living Ardently listeners. Look, I know it's a holiday season. I'm taking a hiatus, like I said, and we shouldn't be all about the gifts. But if you want to get your gifts for your loved ones, if you're a gift giver like myself or like my father, go get yourself some cool gifts from Be a Heart Design through our affiliate link. Yes, you heard it here first. If you're following us on social media, you probably already know about this, but Living Ardently is officially an affiliate for Be a Heart Design. So if you want to buy anything from Be a Heart Design, or if you want to get something like this prayer journal, which is right here. Look at that. Cool stuff. I got this for my birthday this past year, so thank you, Lauren. Anyway, if you want to buy some cool stuff like that, or a meal blessing bib, or a swaddle, a bandana, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Some decor for your house, some prints, some really cool stuff. Go check it out. There's stuff for you, your friends, your friends' babies, your children, everything in between. Go check it out. Go use our affiliate link and then use our promo code Ardently10 for 10% off your purchase. Again, use our affiliate link and then use our promo code Ardently10. All of the stuff is in the show notes, but it's also on our social media on Instagram at Living Ardently. Again, the Ardently10 for 10% off, and use our affiliate link to buy your loved one some cool things, or buy yourself something. That's okay too. Okay, on with the show. So if Advent's goal is to help us prepare our hearts for Christmas, for the birth of our Lord, then what are we doing to make sure that that happens, right? Christmas music, cool, sounds great, awesome, but it's not the main reason for the season. Gifts and stuff. I think us Christians as Catholics can also get too caught up in the consumerism of Christmas, of the season, of such, but it's important that we don't get caught up in there. Look, I love gifts, I love tech, and I have a good wish list too, but the important thing is the birth of our Lord. And when I started understanding Advent more and taking it seriously and really building that anticipation in my heart for that good news for the Lord to come, the word of the Lord, the word of the living word to come into the world, Christmas became even better than it was before, And so it's really a temptation to really not get too caught up in the Christmas season and listening to too much Christmas music before Christmas time. So how do we build this anticipation, this hopeful anticipation for the Lord? Well, first and foremost, you got to know that the Lord is actually coming. You have to know what's coming is good, to be excited, to be hopeful about it, right? Focus on Christ's birth, not his death. That's for Lent. Advent is built on hope, and us Christians are built on hope. And so Advent should be something that we get excited about and not skip over. So we are relating this to what we were talking about earlier. We can get focused too much, like I was, on the bad things that were happening around the world that are taking up my time and taking up my space in my heart, that I've started to forget to focus on the gifts that God has given me. And so for Advent, we don't focus on these bad things, no? We focus on the coming of our Lord, the good news, right? The living word coming to life. And so for this Advent, let's build hopeful anticipation for the Lord, but let's also build hopeful anticipation for the coming year, for what good is to come, not by focusing on the bad things of 2020, but for focusing what's good to come, the good news. And that can be broad strokes everywhere, right? But there's some great things that could be coming next year, and we don't even know it. The most important thing this season is to not dwell, to not focus on the circus of 2020, but to focus on the good things that are to come. Like I said, we are built on hope. And if we're hopeless, can we actually call ourselves Christian? If we believe that God can do all great things, we should have hope that he can do great things for us next year, despite what happened this year. So my challenge to you is to write down these things that you should be hopeful for next year, that you're hopeful for, that you're excited about, and help you take this Advent season a little bit more seriously. And if you have nothing to hope for next year, which I'm sure you do, and you're just not looking deep enough, what I want you to do, what I challenge you to do, is to write down some goals for yourself personally or spiritually, where you want to be next year, and write those down and look forward to those. Work towards those goals. Something to work towards gives us hope, gives us this ability to live out our Christian values, to live out our faith more fully, and to have a much more fruitful Advent, thus making Christmas amazing. Something that we are really excited about. And for the right reasons. Not the gifts, but the gift that keeps on giving, which is Christ. Cheesy, I know. But I love me some queso. So, to get a little real with you, I guess what I'll do for now is set some goals here on the podcast for the podcast and where I want to be next year, to kind of give you guys an example. Honestly, before recording this, I didn't know. I had some minor goals, but where do I want to go? Where did I think I was going to be last year is where I started thinking then. Where did I think I was going to be last year? Coming into this year, 2020, around the same time, where I was going to be. When I was ending the season, did I think I was going to be where I am today? And I thought about it. I was like, no chance. Did I think we were going to have a co-host, a team of writers, and a ton of new friends that I made, and then a bunch of followers on Instagram? Did not think that at all. Not a chance. Not at all. So, where do I want to be next year? I want to be at the same place where I am right now. I did not expect it. I don't want to know. I wanted to be a surprise to me. But I'm hopeful that whoever needs to hear the message of living ardently, whoever needs to hear the messages that we share on our social media, they're going to hear it. It's going to be shared. It's going to get to them somehow. I have hope and faith that Christ will make it and get it there. I do have some things that I want to work on, that I'm working on or have been working on, aka like a new podcast cover. I have a potential one right now. New potential logo, which could change the cover. And one of my biggest goals for next year is to get a couple more co-hosts that I can, call up and say, hey, let's do an episode together. So I'm not just interviewing. I love interviewing people and talking to people, and that's like a thing of mine. So this is why sometimes these solo episodes are a little hard, even though some of you have asked for a bit more solo episodes. I might do like a solo segment or like Fridays where I'll bring back Free Time Fridays, but like Free Time Fridays will always be games. Maybe I'll do some more reflectionary kind of stuff, journaling with Adrian. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, I can't doing these long form podcasts was not super long, but like talking to myself for like 20-30 minutes is a lot for me. I like talking to people. This is a lot. So bear with me, but I'll do a couple single solo episodes next season. That's something I'll do. But I definitely want to get another co-host. Nothing against Jarrell. I love Jarrell, but I just always wanted to build a team of co-hosts just as much as I have a team of writers. I have some cool guests lined up for next season. I also hope to get some more like awesome guests like I did this season. That's a big goal of mine. I also want to start branching out of just the Catholic world. I want to reach out to some Christians, maybe some non-believers, and just kind of talk about their faith and their passions as well, and see how we can maybe relate that to the faith. Who knows? It might happen. We'll see. I've DM'd a bunch of basketball players and the Pope and a few other people. So We'll see if any of them respond to me. Thanks, Jarrell, for motivating me to do that, because otherwise that wouldn't have happened. I want to continue to get more writers and have daily posts, and I want to have the blog site fully functional so that you can actually see the reflections on there and make them into a blog post themselves. So that'd be really cool. But yeah, outside of those things, I really don't know what to expect for next year or really care. I just want it to get it to the right people. I wanted it to get. Yeah, it's really nice to reach the accolades. It's just social media. It's just podcasting. I just hope the message, like I said, gets to the right people. I just hope, and then I hope that next year I can say the same thing that I said this year, where I did not expect to be where I am today. Because I did not expect to be where I am today with this podcast. I am grateful, beyond grateful. So thank you all for listening, for being part of the Living Ardently team and journey, and experiencing it with me, with us as a team. But let's keep journeying together. Let's see where the Lord will continue to take this together. Let's see, take us on a journey. Lord will continue to take. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for listening this year. If you want to listen, thanks for listening to share. We're on hiatus. Do so. Share, it's going to help us again gain traction to the podcast. Share one with your please. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, because we'll be continuing our daily postings while on hiatus. Obviously, from the podcast, we'll still continue to post daily on social media as much as we can. And if you want to, I will invite you on the podcast. From the podcast, call our number in the show notes below. It's 407-853-2010. I think it is 2010. Go check it, double check it on the phone number below. Go check it, double check it. Call me, give me a text message, pray with me. Or if you want to talk to me and want to be on the podcast, hey, if you want to talk to me, let's chat. We'll make it happen. Let's hit it up. If you're not subscribed, music, make sure you're subscribed. Apple Music, give us a rating and a review. That helps us a lot. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe on there. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Post all of these videos, because at some point, if you got that notification bell on, you're just going to get all the past 3 months worth of videos of podcasts there. So 3 months worth of podcasts. Make sure you're following anywhere else, and just so you know, make sure you're following anywhere else, and just so you know when we're uploading in January. Oh, by the way, we're coming back January 11th. Oh, by the way, we're coming back the day after Christmas finally ends. The day after Christmas, January 11th, 2021. We'll be back with our first episode of 2021. Not the new season. We're not doing seasons per se anymore. Not the new season. We're not continuing podcast amount per se anymore. We're just going to continue the. It just gets confusing when you start doing it just seasons. I think but yeah, going to continue the. To each his own. Anyway, y'all. God bless you all. Thanks for listening. Thanks for this amazing year. Thanks for being part of the journey. I love you all. God bless you all. Thanks for being part. Happy Thanksgiving. God bless you all. Happy Advent. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Thanksgiving, and until next year, I'll see you on January 11th, 2021. Until then, God bless you all. Until keep living ardently. Peace. Happy New Year. Check out the shirt. Happy New Year. I don't know if I've ever. Peace. Happy New Year. Check out the shirt. I was out of frame for it, but clickbait. I was out of frame for it, but you won't believe what he had. He had this on his shirt. Peace.